French toast, you dip some bread and some egg, fry it, and then top it with a variety of different toppings, anything from banana and maple syrup, or fresh fruit and powdered sugar, or my favourite, ketchup. Right, good. The possibilities are completely endless. But what if we change the bread rather than the toppings? Would it still be a really delicious breakfast that everyone will like? Who knows, but let's find out. This is Will It French Toast. I'm going to be trying to French toast all kinds of different things today, from relatively sane to completely ridiculous. And we'll see how we go as long as the day goes along. But we're going to start with that French classic, the croissant, or croissant, or croissant, or there are many ways of saying it. It's basically bread, so it'll probably work, I feel. This is quite a thick one, freshly baked this morning. So I'm going to slice it in half, fry it in the frying pan, see if it works. Oh, that's a nice cut. This is a very good example of a croissant. Look at that, that is delicious. Alright, let's head over to the frying pan. I just know that every single French person's going to hate me right now, and I don't care. I think that came out alright. Looks fine. I have a feeling this is going to be quite oily because there's a lot of space inside a croissant, so it's probably sucked up a whole bunch of oil. I had difficulty deciding what to do with the top bit because it's obviously domed, but I decided to squish it so that it actually could cook, and it's not like raw egg inside there, but I think that's okay. But let's just try and eat it just as it is. That's interesting. There's like a weird sweetness, butteriness inside the actual croissant itself. It's hard to explain, which is difficult because I'm making a video explaining how things taste. But I feel like croissants you normally have sweet, so I'm going to put some jam on this. That works really well actually. But this is win number one. A croissant definitely French toasts. Next we're trying leftover pizza. Obviously when you buy a pizza, quite often it's quite large and you can't eat it all in one go. So you often have leftovers, which you eat the next morning for breakfast. So why not French toast it? Let's just see how that works. This one isn't actually a takeaway pizza, this is Chicago Town. It's what we had for dinner last night. But this is the Chicago Town Pepperoni takeaway pizza. What they call takeaway pizza anyway, which I actually really enjoy. But it's got this really thick crust on the end, so that might be an issue when it comes to actually cooking it. But let's give it a go, see what happens. Here we go. Pizza French toasted. It looks completely different. Again, I decided to smush it down just like I did the croissant because of the uneven size of the slices. Okay, let's give this a go. Immediately, it's a lot greasier. Again, I think this has soaked up a lot of the oil, but let's give this a go. It kind of just tastes like really, really greasy pizza. There's not so much of the egg in there. But let's try this end bit. I think a lot of the egg has actually spilled over the sides. So, no. I think I just ruined a slice of pizza. So that's fail number one. Pizza. It doesn't French toast. Now we're trying a product from everyone's favourite bakery, Greggs, and this is a steak bake. I bought this earlier today and I've left it to cool in the fridge, mostly because I kind of figured it needs to be a bit solid to put up with what we're doing to it today. I have a feeling this is probably going to go the same way as the pizza, in that it will just absorb some egg, but it won't really taste much of French toasty, because this is a pastry rather than bread. I'm not holding up too much hope for this, but you never know. stranger things have happened. Let's give it a go. Not holding that much hope for this one. Again, like I feared, I feel it's sort of absorbed all of the oil. So I'm actually going to cut this one in half. We'll see what it looks like. Oop. At least it's warm on the inside. You can see all the steam coming out there. It smells nice, but let's try it. It just tastes like a steak bake. I think the French toastifying of it has done absolutely nothing other than make it a lot greasier. Now I don't know for a fact, but I would imagine there is already some sort of egg wash on the top of it anyway. But I think I've just ruined a perfectly good steak bake. I mean, the inside is nice. Outside, extremely oily. Did not work. So does the steak bake French toast? No, it doesn't. Alright, let's move away from bread and pastry and stuff and try something completely different. This is sushi. Specifically, this is hoisin duck roll from Yo Sushi at Tesco. So this isn't the stuff that you find in a restaurant. This is the little concession stand they have in some Tesco stores. And this says it is cooked. So I picked this one because it is already cooked. Cooking it again isn't necessarily going to mess with it compared to something like say a raw salmon or something like that. I absolutely love sushi. I've never had this one before though, so let's try this. It needs some soy sauce, but it's good stuff. Let's ruin it. I apologise this time to Japan. Sorry. It sort of worked. You definitely got that sort of French toast looking cooked egg on the outside. It's the first one that's worked for since the Croissant, I think, so whether it tastes good is a different question. I'm just going to try it plain to start with. Okay. Yeah. Oh god, that is actually really nice. Let's just dip it in some soy sauce. Yeah, I can get on board with French toast sushi. That is the most surprising one so far. I wasn't expecting to like this one, I'll be honest. I thought this is really going to mess things up. But it's really, really good. I'm not sure if I'm going to eat it all the time, but French toast sushi, it works. How? Try it, it's good. After that surprise, let's try something else unusual. Stuffing, anyone? This is just standard paxo, which I cooked earlier, and because we're making French toast, I made it in the shape of a loaf. This looks really awesome. This is like the staple alongside a chicken or turkey dinner, or even just any roast dinner, beef, lamb, pork, whatever. Just eat it with stuffing, who cares? No one has rules about what goes with what meat anymore. You just have whatever you fancy. Anyway, enough of food politics. Stuffing. Will a French toast? Let's go find out. looks like it's French toastified itself. You've got a very distinctive browned egg on it, on both sides as well. Okay, I'm just going to eat this one plain. I am going to like a roast dinner to eat it with, so alright, here we go. Well, the stuffing's good. I don't think the egg has actually done all that much to it. It's a bit, again, just greasy. The egg doesn't really come through all that well. So I can definitely say that stuffing does not French toast. It's alright though. Alright, I'm really going to mess with stuff now. I'm going to do a Big Mac and fries. Pretty staple thing of McDonald's. The good thing about a Big Mac is there isn't that much sauce on it. Because when I was thinking about this, I was thinking I could just take all the individual pieces and then French toast each piece. But then my wife decided to chime in and say, why don't you just flatten the whole thing and fry that? I was like, okay, I'll try both. So I've got 2 Big Macs and I'm going to try both. I'm also going to do the fries. Ooh, they're cold. Because, you know, it's a side dish, why not? What am I doing? Okay, Big Mac. It's time for squish time. Oh god, that goes down really far. What have I done? 1 flat Big Mac. I'll put that to one side while I deconstruct the other one. This bun that has all the sauce and some gherkins. So I'll scrape off as much as I can there into a bowl, which I'll then put back on later. This is going to be the troublesome one though. Burger patty with cheese, lettuce and sauce. Alright, I think that's the best I'm going to do without actually getting rid of the cheese. It will do. Alright, there's all my bits. Let's go see what happens. I'm having to employ like 3 pans to make this, so definitely the most complicated one yet. So let's start with the smushed one, which is kind of falling apart. Here we go. I'm not holding out much hope for that one. And now the separate pieces. Now of course the bread portion of this should work really well, but it's whether or not it works as a cohesive dish. And then go the burger patties. God, I'm running out of space here. Fries. I reckon those fries are just going to make one massive omelette. And there's the fried result. I decided to actually put these onto some kitchen towel because they're so greasy. Now to reconstruct this, which is the bottom. And what was it? It was the one with the cheese. Throw some sauce on there. And then the middle piece, gherkin, the rest of the sauce. Burger patty, and the top. And there we go on French toasted Big Mac. Need to rotate it. This is Fran's abomination, the one where we squish it and actually cook the whole thing, including the lettuce. It has actually held up alright. I mean, obviously you could take it apart, but why did I agree to do this one? Okay. I'm gonna say no. It's just one massive grease bomb. I mean, it's already a grease bomb in the first place, but I've just made it even greasier. No. This, on the other hand, actually looks so much better. I've essentially made a French fries omelette. Let's give this a go first then. So much better. It actually does have that sort of French toastified flavour to it. It's probably slightly over greasy, which if you were to actually make it as a proper thing, you'd probably refine that, get the grease levels down. Let's have a look at my fries omelette. It's alright, but I suppose I wasn't intending to make it as an omelette. I was actually expecting it to be each individual fry was coated, but it's fine. But if you were to actually put fries in an omelette, I think that would work. Obviously this doesn't have any seasonings like salt, pepper or whatever, but it's actually alright. Oh, it's not bad. So Big Mac and fries, does it French toast? Well, it depends how you cook it. This, no. That, yeah. Yeah, it does. So after all that savoury stuff, it's probably time for some pudding. I've got two things. First one is the donut. So this is a raspberry filled donut. This is extremely fresh. I mean, look at that. That is delicious looking. I've got a few more over there, don't worry. Oh yeah. I think my pan was turned up a bit too high. It's gone a little bit black, but never mind. Oh, you can see the egg has only penetrated so far and it looks still relatively donutty on the inside, so let's go for it. Yeah, it's lost all of its sweetness. I suppose if you sprinkle some sugar on the outside, you probably get that back, but it is completely gone. It doesn't taste like a donut anymore. It's just wrong. I'm not happy with this. This just hasn't worked. So donuts, do not French toast. I'm mentioning it anyway because why not? And to finish off with, we're going back to France. We started with a French thing with a croissant. We did French all the way through, but we're going to end with another French thing. French fancies. Now I suppose technically these aren't actually French, they're just called French. These are from Mr. Kipling, and it's a very old-fashioned cake here in the UK. It's kind of more of just like a square cake with some icing on it that kind of looks a bit nice, and therefore it's supposed to be fancy, you know. Let's see what these look like on the inside, shall we? You got the cake, a little bit of fondant thing on top, and then just icing surrounding it. Mmm, so sweet. Let's cook them. And I'm going to turn the temperature down this time. So they completely melted. Like literally, the first one that started melting was the chocolate one. And it was all go from there. But if we have a look underneath, that's where the egg started. So we give it a go anyway. Oh, it's very chlorry. No. I mean, just look at what's happened here. I'm going to cut it in half, like literally you could just take the egg bit off the bottom. Look at that, that's hilarious. Cake is fine, and then you've got this egg bottom bit, which has absorbed some of the icing that has melted off of the, off the rest of it. I mean, it might have been a bit nicer if I fried it in butter rather than oil. This one is literally caramelised, look at this. If I could just peel that off and then just eat the eggy caramel exterior. Leave your French fancies alone. Don't mess it up by French toasting them. What a waste of perfectly good cake. I think that's the most epic fail of today, and probably in the lifetime of this channel. Well, that's it for today. What was my favourite? I've got to say, firstly the croissant. This is literally the only thing that's left of it. Fran's been nibbling at all the everything that I've cooked essentially, so that's a good one. The other one, sushi. Who knew that French toasting sushi would actually work? suppose when you think about it, there is a lot of like egg-based things in Japanese cuisine, because you can actually get sushi with like omelette on top. Who had that on their scorecard? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and all of that stuff. And we'll see you next time on Eatrigue.